Welcome back to the Footy 6 YouTube channel. I guess this is day 3, November 22nd, day before my mother's birthday. Happy early birthday, Mom. I think she's turning 53. So today's topic, beliefs and philosophy. So right now it's currently the men's and women's NCAA tournament going on. Also, the junior college national tournament is going on. I watched Holmes women's play, where I coached the boys, the men. And I just watched the Mississippi State women beat Washington 1-0. So this had me thinking, what are beliefs and philosophy? So, as I continue to mold and grow, I continue to ask questions. And one thing that's kind of came to my mind, or one thing that's been brought up to me, is job security, right? And just like in any field, so that the higher up, the more competition there are for certain jobs, and especially when you work your way up to the Division I ladder, especially, it's very competitive and the field is oversaturated. So how do you stand out? Maybe we'll talk about that in a later date. So beliefs, so how do people put their beliefs in, but why try not to play to lose, basically? So beliefs. So what are beliefs, right? So this is the definition that I have written down. What are beliefs? ? An idea that a person holds to be true. Okay, so an idea that a person holds to be true. Okay, so if I believe in something, I believe it's true. Okay, that makes sense. All right, and then it's what is someone's philosophy? All right, this is the definition that I have wrote. The study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence. I think the big word there is fundamental, right? So when I think of fundamentals, I think it's something that you're taught when you're very young, because it's the most important. It's the foundation of your existence, whether it is if you play sports or as a human being, right? The law of nature. That we talked about it, Mere Christianity, the law of nature. People believe that there's a way that certain people are supposed to behave because they believe that's what's right. It's called the law of nature. That's a law that everyone should abide by, that people think everyone should abide by. So how does this translate to soccer, okay? So philosophy, okay? So how does this translate to soccer? This is what I have written down. A set of values and principles that guide a coach's actions in decision making. Okay, so that's someone's philosophy. So what's the difference between belief and philosophy? Okay, well, here's how I take it. I think philosophy is the big word over top, right? If we had a family tree, okay, and we're digging, I think the first word, like in my last name would be Pajak, I think it's philosophy. Okay, and then you have your beliefs. Then you have your courses of actions, and then you have your countermeasures and road bumps that you might have. I think there's really 3 pillars, and then they split, and everything starts to go into more great detail. So, how do you balance your philosophy while also balancing the applicability of that said philosophy to the game? I hope I didn't butcher that. Well, I think it's hard. So in the women's game, and especially college in general, and I've watched Holmes Community College play at men's, and that's really about it. I've tuned in some other junior colleges. I haven't watched a single Division I soccer game this year, so I won't speak on that. But in the women's game, there's free substitution in America, meaning if somebody gets tired, they can just go out, and then you give them 5 minutes, they come back in. Okay? So how does that shape a game? Well, to me, that shapes a game because there's relentless pressure. Okay? Do I think that is the being of the true and how the game is supposed to be meant to be played? No. Now, you have your Red Bull school of soccer, and their philosophy is relentless pressure, right? And it's not to break down and defend, it's to drive through the person with the ball and win that ball, right? We don't learn how to break down and tackle, it's you run through the ball. Okay, the last 5 yards is what they talk about. And it kind of is something similar to the women's game, okay? But I just watched Washington and Mississippi State, and they would have the ball, they would connect 2 to 3 passes, and then instead of, maybe it's the risk adverse approach. But instead of wanting to lose the ball in their half, is I'll hit a 50-yard ball down the field, and if it goes out for a throw, and then we'll set up our team, and we're hard to break down, which I think is very fair. And James Armstrong at Mississippi State has done a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job. And who am I to judge, right? Who am I? But I was just thinking about this. Is that how I would want to play my style of soccer? Well, if I had 2 children and a wife, and I was making a certain amount of money, then maybe that does change my philosophy and my beliefs. Okay, so maybe I am naive for saying that my beliefs are superior, which I'm not saying. I wrote this down as well. I don't know what I was watching or reading. I think I was in the Holmes office when I wrote this down. Dang it. Have respect for your founding beliefs. What a great quote. I'm going to highlight that. What a wonderful quote. Not sure where I got that from. Maybe it's from myself. I don't know. I remember I was in the Holmes office, wrote it down. Have respect for your founding beliefs. Okay, so how can you tie that in? Well, my answer is this. If you believe in something and you know it's right, or you believe it is right, and it's the way that you want to approach something, then do it. Right? My promise to myself that I'm making right now, and I'll write it down after I finish this video, and if anybody watches this video, you can hold me to it later down the road. My beliefs, my philosophy will not change. This is all first takes. Now that I'm saying it, I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot, because they will change. My philosophy has changed, and now I'm going on a tangent, right? But when I really came into the coaching world, I wanted to play this beautiful style of football the proper way, right? The way the game's supposed to be played. And as I really come into my own, especially being in this situation where I am, where nature versus nurture, the nature of where I currently am is you can't necessarily do that, right? And you're going to take some lumps, and it's just it's not formidable. Okay, it's not formidable. So I think my philosophy will change, but I totally lost my train of thought. But anyway, beliefs versus philosophy. When I go into coaching and I'm a head coach, I'll stand by my beliefs. Now, will my beliefs and my philosophy change? Absolutely. Okay, but I will stand by it. I will go down with it. Something about me is that I'm not hard-headed in the sense of if somebody tells me something, they can't change my mind, because that's not how I am. And some people may say that I'm spineless, but I'm open to conversation. But once I truly believe something and I've made that decision, it's very hard for me to change my mind. It's just finding those beliefs and finding stuff that I really do want to invest into is hard. Okay, if somebody tells me something, the grass is actually green today, Keelan. No, it's brown. Okay, well, take a picture, show me it's green. Okay, yeah, you're right, it is green. I apologize. But if it's that Jesus came down from heaven and was born to die for our sins, I will believe that until the day that I die. The day that I die. There's no change in my mind about that. There's none. So this is kind of where I wanted to go. I know it's a little bit of a tangent. I love doing these videos. This is day 3, November 22nd, 2024. Nobody's watched these. But when we go big time, when we're coaching, wherever we're coaching, we'll come back and look at these and we'll have a really good laugh. Maybe I'll make a reacting to video in 10 or 15 years and see where I currently am. That would be a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. I wish everyone a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. I hope you get to celebrate with your family, your close ones, your loved ones. And I just wish you all the best and a wonderful health. Thanks.